Welcome to the Wishart Library online tutorial series at Algoma University. In this tutorial, we'll look at how to write a literature review. What is a literature review? A literature review synthesizes a body of literature on a particular topic. Academic papers generally include a literature review section, whereas honors, master's, and doctoral theses typically include an entire chapter devoted to the literature review. The literature review provides the reader with a summary of knowledge on the topic and critical evaluation of the sources cited. Things to consider in your review. In order to properly summarize the literature on a particular topic, the student will first need to define the problem that the literature review seeks to address. This will require the researcher to go beyond simply selecting a topic. Essentially, what the researcher must do is transform their topic into a research question and their research question into problems. Scope. The literature review should match the size and scope of the research work being conducted. The literature review for a term paper will obviously differ from that for a PhD thesis because of the size and scope of the research being carried out. Regardless of size and scope, all literature reviews aim to do the same thing: to summarize and critically evaluate the sources being reviewed as part of the research project. Beginning your research. Topic selection. Before diving into the journal literature, you will want to do some background reading to familiarize yourself with the topic. Reference sources generally will not appear in your literature review, but they will make a difference in terms of your understanding of the topic. Reference materials include specialized encyclopedias, historical dictionaries, which contain entries on key figures and historical events, yearbooks, and country reports, among others. From topics to questions, question model. In the book The Craft of Research, the authors present students with 3 questions to help guide them in their writing. First, what are you writing about? Second, what don't you know about it? And third, why do you want your reader to know and care about it? Students can respond to these questions as follows. I am working on the topic of X because I want to find out Y in order to help my reader better understand Z. From questions to problems. Once we have raised a number of important questions, we can begin to problematize the issue. We can do so in 2 ways: through the identification of practical problems involving questions of what should we do, to the identification of academic problems involving questions of what should we think. Depending upon your research, you may address either practical or academic problems or both. For example, you could write a paper in which you detail a practical problem, such as propose legislation on cybercrime, as well as outline academic problems, such as the legal ethics concerning online privacy. So how does this work in practice? If you've never written a research paper in this way, the best way to get started is by reading other research papers. Journal articles provide some background information on the topic, they develop research questions, they present the problems to be studied, taking into account existing literature in the field, and detail the implications of their findings. Sources for the literature review. In compiling your sources for the literature review, students will want to consult a number of library catalogs and databases. Students should begin their book search with the Wishart Library Catalog. In the event that you're not seeing what you're looking for there, students may wish to try Google Books. Google Books provides access to and partial preview to numerous titles which can be borrowed through interlibrary loans. In beginning your journal search, students should consult one of the library databases. If you're not sure which is the right database for you, please see one of the subject guides by discipline, as they contain a list of the main databases by discipline. In addition, students may wish to search Google Scholar. Google Scholar allows students to search for articles from a variety of disciplines. Students should be aware that many of the articles that appear in Google Scholar charge a fee. In the event that a student wants an article which has a fee attached to it, please see the library, as we can search for another database which may contain access to it, or we can order the article through interlibrary loan. Synthesis and critical assessment. Once you've compiled your sources and completed your reading, the next step will be to begin your writing. Students should consider the following questions as they prepare their literature review. First, are there obvious divisions within the literature?
Second, how are works similar or different from each other within each division? Third, what are the main arguments? Are they convincing? Why or why not? Fourth, what are the main contributions of the authors examined to the literature? And fifth, what is missing from the literature? Where are the gaps? Students wishing further assistance in preparing their literature review should feel free to contact the library. You can visit us in person at the reference desk, send us an email at reference@algomau.ca, chat with us online at Ask Algoma, or give us a call at 705-949-2301 extension 4619. The reference staff at the Wishart Library is always happy to assist you. Please let us know how we can be of help.